flag stays down. Solly March celebrates.
It was expected to be an exciting encounter as Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool travelled to the Amex to take on Roberto De Zerbi's Brighton. The Seagulls dominated possession and were 3-0 winners over Liverpool thanks to 2 second-half goals by Solly March and another from Danny Welbeck. The XG timeline showed that Brighton was on top for most of the game, created the better chances, and it was a well-deserved win. This is the analysis. De Zerbi's Brighton lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, while Klopp's Liverpool lined up in their traditional 4-3-3. To fully understand how De Zerbi destroyed Klopp's pressing, you first have to understand what he wanted to do. So we all should know by now that De Zerbi wants to attract pressure from the opponent deep into his half so he can create space behind them and ultimately create chances. De Zerbi was essentially playing with a 4-2-4 structure against his opponents, and he did exactly the same thing in this match. The idea in the first phase of the build-up is for the back four and a close double pivot to perform short combinations and try to bypass the press centrally before getting the ball to his wingers. So Liverpool wanted to press Brighton high and try to make their deep line playmakers ineffective. So with Gakpo and Salah pressing Brighton centre halves, Chamberlain and Arnold closing down the fullbacks, Klopp tasked Thiago to cover both pivots, keeping close attention to Caicedo. This meant Fabinho and Henderson kept a 2 versus 1 overload on Lallana. So when Liverpool pressed high, Brighton used Sanchez to create an overload, which meant they always had a free player in a position to receive a pass. So Thiago tries to close down Caicedo and leave a gap big enough for Sanchez to break the line and find a free McAllister. Brighton kept playing through Liverpool's press.
Colwell, what a ball. Matoma in behind.
And when Liverpool got narrow, Brighton would play around the block and still create chances. So with Brighton creating chances at will, Klopp tasked his team to drop into a 4-4-2 mid-block. So in midfield, Henderson now had the task to close down Estupiñán, Chamberlain was responsible for Gross, Thiago stayed with Caicedo, and Fabinho had to now focus on both McAllister and Lallana. During progression, as he did against Middlesbrough, De Zerbi asked one of his pivots to advance in the left half space between the lines. So when Henderson tries to close on Estupiñán, McAllister is already in the left half space, ready to receive, and this is where things got difficult for Fabinho, as he now had to decide whether to pick up Lallana or McAllister. Fabinho allows McAllister to receive, who now turns and play a give and go with the free Lallana. Fabinho then decides to close on McAllister, and Estupiñán makes a direct pass to the free Lallana. De Zerbi's attacking exploits were brilliant, but it was a work without the ball that gave Brighton 2 of their 3 goals.
I want only players who work hard.
So De Zerbi's decision to leave Leandro Trossard out of the squad and continue with 18-year-old Evan Ferguson leading the line worked perfectly well, as Ferguson demonstrated the work rate and commitment that De Zerbi wants from his players. Ferguson's intentions to hustle Liverpool centre-backs and disrupt their build-up was evident from the kick-off, as he sprinted straight towards Matip in an attempt to disrupt his long pass. It was clear that De Zerbi wanted Ferguson to target Matip while applying cover shadow to the closest midfielder behind. In an attempt to disrupt Liverpool's build-up, Ferguson came inches away from intercepting Konaté's pass to Henderson. He then hustled Matip from the centre of the penalty box, fully across to the right hand side touchline and won a throw for his team. In this play, Lallana stepped up to press Matip, and when Matip tried to pass into Fabinho, Ferguson was perfectly placed to intercept. McAllister then started a swift counter-attack that initially was rewarded with a penalty kick before VAR intervened to determine Solly March offside. Again, Ferguson began by shadowing Fabinho, and as soon as Thiago shaped to pass the ball across the backline to Matip, Ferguson was already on his bike. Matip then misplaced a pass him towards Henderson, which McAllister intercepted. And again, McAllister started the counter-attack, which saw Solly March score to give Brighton a 1-0 lead. Thiago tries to secure possession for Liverpool with a back pass to Arnold. Mitoma began to press Alexander-Arnold, and Ferguson began to sprint towards Matip, who wasted no time in booting the ball upfield. Brighton recovered possession and immediately started another counter-attack. We'd like to hear from you, so tell us what you think about the tactics.